morning and welcome back to this week's weekly vlog. I always start off with a super quick intro in case it's your first time stopping by the channel. So if it is, you're very, very welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, one of the OGs, welcome back, guys. I hope you've all had a good week. So yeah, my name is Dawn. I'm originally from Manchester, which is the northwest of England. And for 21 years or a bit more, I've been living in the Netherlands, literally just on the border of Amsterdam. And I live here with my partner Lawrence and our two boys, Joshua and William. When I say boys, they're big boys. And our fur babies, Jack, who's our Parsons Terrier, and Daxter, who's our very fluffy ginger cat. So yes, that's who. That's me. I'm an avid crafter, so I do have another channel here on YouTube land called The Woven Almanac, and then probably about once a month, between 3 and 5 weeks, I do a crafty podcast, which is a roundup of everything I've either finished or I'm working on or I'd like to work on, what crafty supplies I've bought, etc, etc. So if that's your jam, there's a link below to The Woven Almanac, and if it's not, stay here. There's a smattering of crafting in this channel, but it isn't a craft channel. It is literally what I get up to in the week. So yeah, everybody is welcome, and if you want to say hello in the comments or read them, they're very, very funny. Some of you guys even chatter amongst yourself, which is also really nice. And if you don't want to say hello, that's perfectly fine by me. But what I would appreciate, if you haven't done so already, if you would kindly hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome, because yeah, I'm trying to grow our lovely little community. Anyway, formalities over. Everybody's welcome here. It's a safe space. So you've probably seen on the screen, it's Saturday, but it's actually Saturday morning. It's quite sunny at the moment. The door's open. There's a plane going over. So I'll talk a bit louder. I have, if you've been around a while, you'll know that I have a kitchen diner. So I'm sat at the dining end of the kitchen, and you can hear Lawrence clattering around because he's making bacon this morning. Yummy. Are we having egg and bacon, Lawrence?
I don't know. What do you want?
Well, we have got a lot of eggs.
Yeah, can do that.
Nice, thank you. He's going to try the bacon in the air fryer. We normally either grill it or pan fry it, but well, we'll see. Anyway, the groceries are all delivered and put away. It's, oh, I can't see my neck properly. It's 10:15, so bright and early. I'm all showered and dressed, and I'm going to spend a couple of hours here quietly at my dining table doing a bit of crafting. I can't pick this up properly, but you'll get the general idea. Bought this craft kit, must be last year or even the year before, for a miniature greenhouse. So yesterday I made a start on it. I'll talk about it more on the podcast, but I just thought I'd tell you that's what I'm doing this morning. And oh yeah, and if you are new, I'm obsessed with miniatures. I have a very old, battered dollhouse that I've been slowly doing up room by room. There is a dollhouse video somewhere in one of the playlists if you want to have a look at that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then I think in the next 15-20 minutes I'll be tucking into some bacon and eggs with a nice cup of coffee. And no plans for today, but whatever we do, I'll be sure to take you with me. Okay, plan of action. Lawrence is in some South African group on Facebook, and apparently there's a bakery that sells boerewors rolls, which boerewors is literally farmer sausage. To be honest with you, I find it a bit dry, but anyway, he's got it into his mind that he wants to go to this bakery, which is right in the centre of Utrecht, which is about a 45-minute drive away from us. He's talking to somebody. So we're just putting some petrol in the car. He's phoned the bakery and they've said indeed they do sell boerewors every day of the week. So that's what we're going to do. However, we've checked the rain radar and they're expecting heavy rain about 2ish. So I've got my umbrella with me. I've got some car knitting. So yeah, that's where we're on the way to now. So say hello to the vlog, Lawrence.
Hello.
So yeah, we'll do a bit of filming in Utrecht. Seen on the screen somewhere that today is Sunday. What have we been up to? Well, I think you would have seen some footage of yesterday. We went to Utrecht for the day. Well, the afternoon, and we had such a lovely afternoon. I think I mention, probably did, that Lawrence wanted to go to bakery that's owned by some South Africans because he wanted a boerewors. I think I did mention that. So anyway, off we set. We went the long way round, and as we were driving, the sky started to go grey, so it was fine. I had my brolly with me, and anyway, we managed to. We didn't aim for the big car park. Lawrence just took a chance, and because we'd never been in, he said we've been before, but I'm sure I've been with the girls. If you've been around for a while, you'll know every year I have an annual Christmas shopping day with Alison, Claire and Fiona, and we've been to Utrecht once or twice. Anyway, waffle. So Lawrence took a chance, and he went right into the centre, and we found this tiny little parking garage that literally brought us out into the old town of Utrecht. So we didn't have far to walk, and as we got out, the heavens did open. So anyway, we found the bakery. Lawrence had called in the morning to double check that they did do boerewors and it wasn't just a special thing for the opening day. And when we walked in, the guy remembered his name from the phone call in the morning, and what a lovely, lovely couple. So it's their two South Africans. I think it's Jess and Emilio, I think they were called. And it's their bakery is called Bakkertje Bol, but it's like a franchise. So, you know, you have the name and then you can pretty much do your own kind of format within the shop. So they've got, it's a little bit like Dutch / South African fusion kind of thing. I mean, it's a bakery, so they have like sandwiches, you know, bread obviously, and desserts. So Lawrence had his boerewors and he said it was the best one he's had in years. He was highly delighted. And because we'd had bacon and eggs, we'd had a hearty breakfast in the morning, I just chose for a cherry crumble. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But I think we were in the shop for about, I think it must have been at least an hour and a half. And so did they say they've only been in Holland about 3 months or something, and the shop's only been open 6 weeks. My gosh, they're doing really well. I know they're trying to learn Dutch, but yeah, it's not an easy language. If you're a foreigner living here, an expat, you'll know Dutch is not the easiest languages to learn. And yeah, even though it was, the high street was pretty quiet because I think with the weather, and also it's what they call the May vacancy here, so the May vacation. Even though it's April, people still call it the May vacation. And most provinces will have at least 1 or probably 2 weeks of the schools being closed. So a lot of Dutch people actually do go away for the May vacancy, and obviously we're not. So the city was quieter than you would have thought for a Saturday afternoon, but and it was pouring down, but they had a real steady stream of customers, and no surprises. I think 90% of them were indeed South Africans, all flocking for the, you know, the South African cuisine. That's just come looking for food, which is not there. I think he's found a few crunchy biscuits that he's flung. It's terrible. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but Daxter is the messiest eater ever. We literally put his food down and he scatters it everywhere around him. So there's always a few crunchy biscuits lying around. So if you can hear him, that's what it is. Sorry. So yeah, we had a really nice time, and we were, you know, sharing our experiences, and yeah, really nice. So Lawrence said definitely we were going back. So anyway, after we finished with our food and chit chat, and we were chatting with all the customers as well, which was really fun. Then I, sneaky, I checked on Google Maps, and what do you know? There just happened to be a wool shop within a 5-minute walk. So I said to Lawrence, right, Lawrence, I've done what you wanted to do, so let's head off to the wool shop. Actually, I'll just show you quickly. I'll talk about this more on the podcast because, you know, not everybody's interested in wool. But I did treat myself to some balls of wool. I'll go in detail later on a podcast what exactly they are. But yes, I treated myself. So watch out for a podcast probably at the beginning of May. And then they also had a TK Maxx, which is, that's TJ Maxx in America, which is, I'd say TK Maxx is still relatively new in the Netherlands. And to be honest with you, when you're walking around, you do hear a lot of English speakers. The expats flock to a TK Maxx. So we had a walk around and I picked up some bargains. They've all been distributed now. But got the boys some summer shorts. Got some swimming trunks for Josh. Got Lawrence a really nice, like a polo shirt. William needed a new man bag, like a crossover bag. So yeah, got a few bits and bobs. Really reasonably priced as well. And then, so we had a walk around. Well, you would have seen some footage. And then we decided we couldn't quite remember where the car was parked. So we decided to do like a slow stroll back in the rain. And lo and behold, right near where the car was parked was an Irish bar. So I said, oh, let's go in and have we'll have a swift half of cider. Because again, cider's not really a Dutch thing. If you're in America, when I talk about cider, I mean like the English or Irish cider is quite alcoholic. So we were popped in, I think, was it called Little Dublin? There might have been some footage from that. We had half a Magners each. My gosh, it went down a treat. But yeah, Lawrence was driving and we were tired. So yeah, we headed back home. And we got home, I think we had dinner really late. It must have been about 8ish. William was working and we didn't join the quiz. We were both a bit tired. And then I think it must have been about 9ish, was it? I got a message off my friend Joanne. We'd sort of said, you know, if we were around on Saturday night, we'd have a catch-up. Anyway, Joe phoned and I don't think I got off the phone until midnight. So I don't know if you would have seen Joe on the vlog. So, you know, Michelle, my friend who lives in Malta. So I've been friends with Michelle since I was 7 and I've been friends with Joe since I was 9. And Michelle and we became friends through school. Joanne and Michelle know each other, obviously, because of me. And we all grew up together. But Joanne, she lived on my street. So when I think they'd only moved in a week and, you know, I hunted her down, you know, new kid on the block kind of thing. And we've been besties ever since. So, yeah, she was asking after Michelle, how the trip went. And, yeah, you know, we've not spoke to each other for ages. It's mainly like WhatsApps and stuff. So it was ages since we had a really good chat. And, you know, we were saying, you know, what's been going on with the kids and life updates. And then, as usual, when Joanne and I get on the phone, actually, when me and Michelle start talking as well, it always goes back to when we were growing up. And seriously, the things Joanne was digging up from the depths of her memory bank, and, you know, and things I'd long forgotten about. I mean, at one point I was choking, I was laughing that much. So anyway, eventually it was midnight and we were both like, okay, we better get off now because I was so tired. And I literally went to bed and I was in a coma. I slept dead. And then this morning, oh yeah, that was the other thing. We got a phone call while we were in Utrecht off Joshua. Where was we? He'd had an injury at football. Could we go and pick him up? So we were at least an hour away and we weren't actually anywhere near the car. So he said, no, it's all right, I'll get somebody to give me a lift home. But his bike has been, the back wheel's broken and for months. And he's too lazy to take it to the bike shop to repair. And because it's the back wheel, Lawrence said it's too much faff, you know, to take, the whole wheel's got to come off. So he started helping himself to my bike. And I did intend to I needed my bike today, but so yeah, it was at the club. So when we got home, I had to pick the bike keys up. Joshua was home. Then we had to go over to the football club in the rain. And then Lawrence couldn't remember how he transported my bike on the back of the car. So I think we were stood there half an hour. It's like the Krypton factor. Anyway, so by the time we did get home, that was also why we ate quite late. Dad still wants to go out. You can wait a minute. What do you want? Or maybe he's going to come and say hello. I'll pick him up. Come here. You come say hello. No? No. He's biting my legs. I have to watch he doesn't nip me. So, yeah, that was also why we ate quite late. Anyway, so, yeah, this morning we had a lazy morning. Both the boys were up bright and early. William's gone off with his friends. He's not playing football because it is the May vacation. And Joshua's not fit to play, but he wanted to go and watch his team play. Yesterday he played for his club, but for like a lower league team. They were short of players and a couple of his mates playing that team. So today was his own team's game, but so he's gone there to watch. Somebody picked him up. Oh no, Lawrence dropped him off actually, and he was going to make his way home. I'm waffling now. And then Lawrence's friend picked him up and he's gone over to play hockey in Leiden, I think it is. So he won't be back till quite late this afternoon or early evening. So I'm on my own in the house. Had a catch up with my mum, not spoke to my mum for ages. So I was on the phone for about an hour and a half to my mum. So yeah, we've been catching up, you know, with what's been going on and all the rest of it. So yeah, I was intending to go out, but actually after yesterday my energy levels are quite low. I'm feeling okay, I'm just tired. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have a quiet day in. Although saying that, I've got 2 loads of washing done. I've stripped the bed, and actually while I was on the phone to my mum, I dusted the house. So I've pottered around a little bit, but I thought I'd show you. I think I might have started the vlog and I was potting around with my little greenhouse thing. So these are the little bits of furniture. Ooh. no, this drawer does come open. Yeah, it's got a little cupboard, so the drawer comes open. And I've given it another lick of paint because yeah, this is paper you stuck on the front. And then this is the door. It'll have like a bit of plastic in it. And then this is like a little potting bench. And these it's like a little garden set. So I've done the 2 little chairs. How cute are they? Oh my gosh, they were so fiddly. So they're finally they're glued solid now. So they need another lick of paint, or maybe not. So I might do a little bit more on the greenhouse. All the parts are painted for it now. I've done like this nice duckhead blue. Actually, the kit, if you ever see one in the shops, the kit comes with all like paper cutouts. So technically, I should have glued like the wooden frames on it, but I'm sort of going off piste. I wanted to put my own spin on it, and I don't want to do it exactly how it is. Oh, here's a picture how exactly it will be. So mine's like this nice duck egg blue kind of colour, and yeah, you can see I want a red door. So yeah, it's a lot of little things to do in it. And then I've got all these little packets with it as well to make like plant pots, and apparently there's some electrical work involved with it. So yeah, there's a light and there's a little battery pack. So I need to sit and read it all. And then yeah, these papers, they've got all like leaves and like little seed packets and boxes and stuff. So again, they're all a little bit shiny new. So I will glue them all, and then I'll, you know, use a bit of distressing ink on them. I think that's for it to make a watering can from paper. It's fine. Once I've made it, I won't move it around, you know, like leaves and stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd maybe sit now. Everything I was doing yesterday is all glued and painted. I might do a little bit more assembling, because I think there's a light. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, it's like a little light fitting that I need to figure out. And yeah, I might start making all the little pot plants and stuff. They're just beads and little terracotta pots. Yeah, you can see. I won't open it because I'll probably scatter things everywhere. All these different colour pots. And a lot of them are like beads. Like that's a little plant pot, but it's actually a bead. It's got a hole in it. That's definitely clearly a bead. But yeah, because I'm sort of making it in my own way, I'll probably end up painting most of these pots. Actually, I might even just paint them all that they're a terracotta colour. Make it look more like a potting shed. And you also get quite a bit of foliage. But again, it's all very shiny plastic. So I'll do like dry brushing with like brown paint on them, you know. Anyway, just nice. If it takes me months and months, it's fine. Just nice to have something to tinker with, you know, when I've got a bit of quiet time to myself. And as I said, I think I mentioned Lawrence is away next weekend, so I'll be on my own, and the boys won't want to. They don't want to hang out with me. I've got I've said Thursday's Kingsday, so spending the day and the evening with Linda and Ronald. Friday, Lawrence is working. I'm free, but Friday night I'm going out for dinner with Alison, Claire and Fiona. And then Saturday, Sunday, I've got to myself. So, you know, got little projects to work on. Oh yeah, and then I won't tell you exactly what it is, but Alison at me this morning with an advert she'd seen in one of the local, you know, the letterbox flyers kind of thing. And she sent me a picture of it. She said, "Do you fancy this?" So I've looked at it, and it's I think it's a 7-week course, we'll say. So I said, "Go on, I think it'll be a laugh. I'm up for it if you are." So if she manages to get us a spot on that, I'll tell you all about that. And then, you know, if we don't get a spot on it, then it's not even worth discussing. But then I'll tell you anyway what it is. So yeah, it really made me laugh. You will laugh when I tell you. But anyway, all will be revealed. It sounds very secretive, doesn't it? Right. Lawrence emptied the bins and decided not to assemble them. They're those kind of bins that they have like an inner bin and then a ring on it. And so I think I'm going to try and figure out how to put the bin liners back in the bin. And then I'm going to sit and craft for a little bit. And I don't think I'll lay eyes on anyone till about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. So fine by me. If anything exciting happens, I'll tell you all about it. Just waiting for the kettle to boil. Should be any minute now. I've just got back from physio. She wanted to do dry needling on me, but I feel really nauseous, and I think it's because of the weaning off the nortriptyline. So she said it's best not to do dry needling when you're already feeling a bit rough. So we didn't do it. We just did massage. But it was so painful today. My gosh, it really hurt. I think it's helping. I've got another 3 appointments in this in my agenda block today, but I can have I can continue the treatment for up to 6 months before, if it's still no improvement, then it's the surgery discussion. Anyway, onwards and upwards. There was something I meant to tell you as well. Finally, well, some of you might have noticed we've not been on the boat yet. It's still with the boat storage people who also have a boat like mechanic shop, and it's the engine's not been serviced for years. So Lawrence booked us in when they took it out of storage. He booked it in for a service. Anyway, they said it's ready this weekend, but because Lawrence is away, we've said just keep hold of it to the following weekend, because Lawrence said, well, if you want, I can tell them that you'll go and pick it up with one of the boys, but it's too much faffing around because we have to park the car up where the boat is moored and then get down to the mechanic place, and the boys don't drive. So I said, you know what, I don't think the weather's going to be that great. Let's just leave it. So hopefully if the weather improves, we can start going out on the boat again. Gosh, it feels like it's been it has been ages, but normally we'd have been out a few times on it by now. Anyway, it's not like we've had the weather for it, so not to worry. But yeah, watch this space. We can get out on the boat again. What else? I think, did I mention on Wednesday I'm having my vaccinations for Tanzania? I think I might have mentioned that. I mentioned it at some point. So Wednesday morning, it's quite busy. I'm going to the airport for the vaccinations, and then I have to bomb it back to here, and then I've got a physio appointment. So I need to check my agenda. I'm debating whether to just take Wednesday afternoon off and just rest, because Thursday will be there'll be a lot of walking. It'll be a busy day. Yeah, I'll have to think about that one. So anyway, Lawrence is out. He's gone to the office. Both the boys are home. William's up. I saw him before I went to physio, and it is actually almost lunchtime here, so I'm not going to bother going back up to my office. I've not had a drink since 9 o'clock this morning. I was trying to think. Yeah, 9 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to have a coffee, a bite to eat. Even though I feel nauseous, I'm surprisingly hungry. And yeah, I'll log back on later. We'll see. Tomorrow I do have to go to the office, definitely. But yeah, I'm debating what to do on Wednesday. Hopefully I've not got any meetings in the afternoon, because if I haven't, that would be a good cue to take it off. Anyway, all will be revealed. I'll tell you all about it. Right, coffee time and parched. See you in a while. Good morning. I hope you can hear me. I had to put the heater on. Oh, it's a bit chilly this morning, and it's starting to rain, or it was raining a minute ago. Sorry, I hope that indicator's not annoying. It's quite noisy. Anyway, as you've gathered, guess where I'm going? So good news, I've took tomorrow afternoon off. So I think it's going to be a bit of a stressy kind of day. Oh, I'm not looking forward to those vaccinations, I can tell you. I spoke to my colleague yesterday, and and she said she had 3 and she has to go back for another one because it's an allergy related thing. So it looks like I'll have to have 4. Ooh, I thought it was only 2. Anyway, it's best to be on the safe side, isn't it? That's enough. Lawrence went to physio last night. His legs really playing him up. He's even worried about this tournament, but I said, well, wait and see how you feel on Friday. And if it's too much for you while you're there, you can just stay and watch or come home. It's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal, but you know what I mean. I had to laugh at him. He said, oh, it was nice to get in bed the other night. It was like all clean bedding, and I said, I'd forgotten. No, don't stop on this roundabout. Ooh. We've got way in the car in front of me, just stopped. I've seen a few cars rear-ended with people doing that. Anyway, yeah, on Sunday I had completely forgot that I'd stripped the bed, and I went to bed quite late. It's gone midnight, and my heart just sank when I saw the bed. Oh. So I had a big fight with the duvet. We've got our beds are super king size, so the duvets, let's say the duvet, the cover, the quilt. Some of you might not know what a duvet is, because you say it differently in other countries. I should explain that. But so we've got like a real oversized quilt. Oh my gosh, there was like mountains of fabric trying to get the cover on it. Anyway, I'm glad Lawrence enjoyed it. I was all hot and sweaty and bothered by the time I got in it. Anyway, shall I give you the big reveal? I won't make you wait. So Alison at me last night and she said, did you get your email? So I checked and I said, yes, I did. So what are we going to do? So it was, she saw it advertised in the over 55s brochure. So we were debating whether, you know, they'd let us in. But it's called Easy Start Dance. So it's apparently we've got a dance academy in Ellesmere. I had no idea. And it's like a 7-week course, and apparently it's like a mixture of, do a bit of ballroom, a bit of line dancing, but it's aimed at people who, you know, want to get back into their fitness level, if you've got like mild injuries kind of thing. So anyway, in the Netherlands it's perfectly normal when you want to do a course of some kind that you can take what they call a proefles, which is basically you know, a free trial kind of thing. So indeed the people had emailed us both and said, yes, we'd love to have you come for your free tryout. So we're going on the 11th of May, and actually I'm hoping this is a sign that it's the regular time, because I did say to Alison it was at 6:30 on a Thursday, and I said, oh, I don't know, that might be, it's not going to speed things, that might be a bit of a squeeze for me to get back from Amsterdam. But anyway, they said they've invited us for 6:45, so I hope that's actually the time of the class. But yeah, so I'll tell you all about that. It's not till the 11th of May, so technically I'll only do the first lesson, and then I'll be going to Tanzania. So if we like it, we might delay starting the class till I'm back to do the 7-week course. Fun, hey? Alice said she was quite excited, and the really nice thing, it's quite funny. I said to Alison, did they write to you, was your email in English? And she said, yeah. Because when we filled in the application, it was literally just a few fields like name, address, phone number. But they must have picked up from our names that, you know, clearly we're not Dutch. And I got a lovely email back in English off them, which was really nice, because, I mean, I can't write Dutch so well. I can do, like, you know, odd sentences, but I'm not a prolific Dutch writer, and even speaking it's a bit not the best. But they must have just been able to tell from our names. And then Alison said, oh, and they write English really well, because she wrote back and asked questions, which is very practical of Alison, because she asked, did we need special shoes or anything? I forgot to ask her what the reply was, if we do or not. I was just planning to go in my yeah, track shoes, like, you know, exercise stuff kind of thing. Anyway, all good fun. Watch this space. What else have I got to tell you? I think that's about it. I've really been into my crafting at the moment as well, if you might have been able to tell. But the problem is, when I get in one of these kind of moods, I want to make everything, which means I don't finish anything. So I think this weekend, if it's going to be grotty weather, then it'll be nice to stay home and craft for a few days, just make a general mess. Might even go to the studio and spend a day there. Oh, this blower feels like it's pushing out cold air. This car is ancient. We was discussing this the other day, Lawrence and I, that it's about time we think about, you know, getting rid of this car. I mean, I've spoken about this before. It is, I mean, it's very sturdy, you know, even when people get in the car, they're quite surprised when I say how old it is. Because, I mean, it must be, I think it must be, it's at least 10 years old, a minimum of 10 years old, but I think it's older than that. But we bought this one from new, so we did buy, like, you know, a really good model, so, you know, it obviously paid off. But yeah, there's just things now that are, you know, odd things that are just not going well with it, and it's due a major service. And I know we need new tyres, the exhaust is a bit blowy, so I mean, it might be that it's going to cost us, I don't know, a couple of thousand, because it's not a cheap car to maintain. And Lawrence said, yeah, we should really think about, you know, what to do with it. But I said to him, well, firstly, is just get you, you know, settled in your job for a few months before we think about, you know, making any big purchases. But yeah, I think because Lawrence always has a little car, like at the moment, you know, you see sometimes I drive, zipping around the village, I drive the little car. So we definitely, I mean, we do need two cars. We don't have very good public transport where we live. It's surprisingly remote, and so we're thinking that he'll keep the little car, but then we'll replace this with a family car, but not this size. This is a 7-seater, and actually in the back, if in case you're interested, it's a Chevrolet Captiva, but in the very back, in the boot, there's two like full-size seats. They fold into the floor, and they're actually quite comfy. So, gosh, I am waffling now. Anyway, that's what we're thinking about at the moment. What a morning I have had. I went to, well, firstly, yesterday I went in work and I was like, there's all orange things hung up on the ceiling, and some people were wearing orange, and I completely forgot we had like, you know, beer and bites for Kingsday at the office. So all my colleagues who from my department who were in the office all went down on the ground floor, and I think I wrapped up about 4:30, so it was really good fun. And they had all like orange dressy up things lying around that you could, you know, you could put on, like, you know, like orange flower garlands and hats. I came home, I don't know if I was allowed to, but I came home, talk about incriminating myself, with a rather fetching crown, which I will wear tomorrow. So you'll see that. It's hilarious. It's massive. It's actually quite nice. I feel like wearing that all the time. Maybe I should make a segment in the vlog or the podcast that warrants for me to wear my crown. What could we call the segment? Anyway, so that's what I did last night. I had intended to do an online Pilates class. My gym, the app has all different classes that you can either do them at the gym virtually. There's no like real life instructor there, or I was going to do them at home. I've figured out how to stream my the app to the big TV. So last night I thought, oh, Lawrence has gone out. He was refereeing a hockey match, and the boys are never home. And I didn't even have dinner last night because I had all like nibbly things at the party at work. So I thought I'll let my food settle, then everybody will go out, and then I'll get my yoga mat out and I'll start doing Pilates, because Michelle is swearing by Pilates. Anyway, waffle. What do you know? Joshua never sits in the lounge with us. He decided to come and sit down in the lounge, which was very nice, but I was surprised. And then William never brings his friends home to hang out in his room. But yeah, he brought like a really old school friend I've not seen for many years. And you know, they were in and out. So I thought, I'm not going to be wallowing around on the floor in the lounge like a beached whale. And you know, the kids will torment me relentlessly. So I didn't bother. Anyway, right, this morning I set off to what I thought was the vaccination centre where I was booked in. And I was really early because I was really confused with the address that I had in my agenda. And I don't know, I can't explain it. I thought, in some reason, in my mind, I thought I was going to Schiphol, but the map sent me to one really local to me. But because when I'd left the house in my mind, I thought I was going to have to drive all the way into the airport. I'd left really early. So I was sat outside the vaccination centre, and I thought, you know what, I'll just pop in and see if they can just squeeze me in a bit earlier. Lo and behold, it was the wrong one, so all my instincts were correct. But at this point, then it was really late. So luckily, I know the area in Schiphol, you know, the Amsterdam airport, like the back of my hand, you know, dropping people off and picking people up over these years, you know. So I managed to take like a back road and drove through, and the parking gods were on my side because normally, so sorry, I'm waffling now, I'm trying to concentrate, it's oncoming traffic. At the big airport, the Schiphol airport, they have like the parking zones. Some of you might know, they're named like windmill or tulip or cow, obviously the Dutch words. And the nearest one to the main building, they closed that to the general public years ago. I think it's for like, you know, members, or, you know, you have to have a parking pass. But they were doing like major construction in the parking garage. So the parking gods were smiling down on me because at this point I was getting a bit hot and sweaty. And Tulip was open. So I didn't have that far to walk. Although, parked up, the travelators were broke. So I was rushing, got there, and I was like, where is this vaccination, the clinic? And I stopped and asked like a KLM lady, and she said, oh, you have to go in here. Pointed me to this place with a massive queue, and I was like, that can't be right. So, do you know, it's a good job I'm not shy. I think you've covered that by now. So I just shouted down the queue to one of the ladies on this desk, is this where you get vaccinations? She said, no, you have to go upstairs. If I'd have stood in that queue, I would have been really late. Anyway, so the lift wasn't working, so I bombed it up the stairs, got there. Anyway, I was like 2 minutes late for my appointment, so I was feeling super, you know, smug with myself. And then what do you know? They were running, just thinking which way to go. They were running really late, so I didn't get in there till like 25 minutes after my appointment. Anyway, it's fine. I had the jabs. They've recommended that you take malaria tablets. I said I'll pick them up at my own pharmacy because you only have to start taking them one day before. I'm going to risk the side effects because you can feel a bit ill on them. But you know, I'm so allergic to mosquitoes, and knowing my luck, you know, there'd be one mosquito in the whole venue and it would hunt me out, and that would be the one carrying malaria, so I'm not going to risk it. Plus I smother myself in like mosquito repellent in Holland as it is, so I'll be doing all that. Anyway, waffle. So I had 3. She gave me 3. What were they for? Yellow fever, hepatitis A, was it? Oh, and another one I forget now. And I've got, she's given me a vaccination passport, because apparently some are valid for I don't know, 10 years. Apparently the hepatitis, I think it was A, is this jab is valid for 1 year, but then if I go to another area that I needed, you have to have a second vaccination, which is then makes it valid for 30 years. Didn't know that. Anyway, so I have a little vaccination passport now. But blow me, I didn't even check. I mean, I knew I'd have to pay for it, but I just, for some reason, I thought I'd just give them my insurance, my medical insurance card. But she said, I don't know, I didn't even check. It was like 200 and something euro. I was like, oh, okay. So I've paid it. When I get home later, I'll check if I can put a claim in on the health insurance. Then they'll reimburse me usually within 6 days. But then if I have to put it through my company expenses, it'll be the end of May, which, you know, I think it was either 240 or 260. It's not to be sniffed at, is it? Anyway, it's fine, it won't come out of my pocket either way. But I was like, okay. I thought I could have also booked them through my doctor's book. Anyway, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't know, sometimes these vaccinations, you need to have started them like a few weeks or sometimes, you know, months before you go. Right, I've got 2 minutes to make it to the physio appointment, and I hope there's parking there, because if there's not, then I'm late, which saves time off my appointment. But anyway, it's fine. I'm hoping, for a number of reasons, it's the May holiday, even though we're not in May, and it's Kingsday night. Oh look, these roadworks and traffic lights are green. Woohoo! I'm hoping that the gym will be quiet, so hopefully I'll get a parking spot. Otherwise I'll be parking miles away. I just don't know what's going on at the moment. There's roadworks everywhere. And I'm laughing because I shouldn't say, if you're in the UK, you'll be sort of like rolling your eyes at this. There's loads of potholes, and our roads are normally like in really good condition. I know the UK have serious issues with potholes at the moment. I think there's even groups on like social media, people that plant flowers in potholes and stuff. So I mean, I'm talking about potholes, they're like very small ones, but still, there's just roadworks everywhere. Anyway, waffle. Right, I'm going to get off because I'm almost at the end of the road. It's time for my appointment, and I'll probably catch up with you later. I'm back. My God, what a day. There was one parking spot, literally one parking spot by the physio. So I was like, hallelujah, thank you, good luck gods and parking gods. And then I walked in and she said, oh, you're early? I've got you down for the next session. And I was like, I'm not going home now. I think I'll just go and sit in the car or the gym and just check social media and read the newspapers. And she said, oh, hold on a minute. And the lady before me, she'd sent her a WhatsApp cancelling. So she said, I can't see you after all. So, yeah, it's going well with the physio. I mean, she worked on quite a few knots, so it hurt. But I said, I think it's definitely helping. So that's good. And then I quickly popped into the Albert Heijn to pick up some bread rolls if the boys want to make a sandwich. And they had their Lebanese bread. So I thought, oh, I fancy some of that. So I'm making ham and eggs. I've got like an egg mayo, like a store-bought one, and some ham. So I thought that'd be nice. It'd be like a wrap style. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starving hungry. And I think I'm going to, pop a paracetamol because I'm starting to feel a bit headachy. But it could also be because I've not drank something. So I think I'll first drink a coffee, eat something and see how I feel. But the shots were fine. I didn't feel them going in at all. But I must say, my arm is feeling a little bit achy already. Doc's just looking for second breakfast. I swear, that cat, you think we never fed him. He's purring to himself as well. I don't know if he's going a bit funny. How old is he now? I think he's 12. It's really good for his age. He's in great condition. Never any complaints with him. Shouldn't say that and tempt fate, touch wood. But and he's a very, very happy little cat, although a touch bossy. He's throwing his dish around. If I walk near him now, he'll probably swipe me or bite me to show his displeasure. Right, I've made my wraps. I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going to decompress. See you later. Good morning. Say hello, Lawrence. I've got the Dutch flag. I've got my Kingsday shirt on. Lawrence has got an orange hat too. And of course, what do we think? So it's just gone 11 and we're on the way to Linda and Ronald. And Linda's got cake from the bakery. Hopefully after I finish chatting to you in the car, hopefully I can insert a little bit of footage of what we get up to today. We are kind of leaving it a bit later in the day. A lot of people are up and out, you know, by 9ish, but yeah, I mean, when we had the kids were smaller, we did all that. But anyway, it's going to be a nice day. The sun is shining. I've layered up, so I've got a long sleeve t-shirt under my t-shirt, and I've got a denim jacket with me, and I've got an extra bag in case I buy any useless crap that I don't really need. But if it's cheap, you know, the temptation's there. Anyway, looks like it's going to be a good day. Joshua is dying of a raging hangover. He went out partying last night, and then he's going to Amsterdam today because he's got a ticket for some festival, some dance festival. I think it's in the Olympic Stadium, he said. But yeah, he's got a raging hangover. But anyway, such is life. I don't know what William's doing today, but he's working tonight and he's doing deliveries. So I said, oh, you might get some tips, especially if people have had a few to drink. You might score a look. Right, off we go, and hopefully we'll see some Kingsday footage. Bye for now. Morning. It's just coming up to 9:30. Oh, it's a bit chilly. I think I got up about 8ish. Anyway, Lawrence is working today. He's sat over there. Both the boys are in bed. Oh no, actually Joshua stayed out with his friends last night. I think I mentioned Joshua went to some like dance festival thing in Amsterdam yesterday with a group of friends. And then William worked, and then he came home and then changed out his uniform, and then he disappeared. He went off with a friend. Apparently there was like a fun fair in another village from us, so which would have been a fair cycle, but anyway, his bike's outside, so he clearly made it home okay. So yesterday we had such a nice day, but my gosh, I was tired. I think you would have seen Linda bought some, so it's quite traditional here, that on Kingsday, the Dutch like to eat these two special cakes. One is either the tompoes, which is normally, I think it's like puff pastry, like a custardy pudding puff pastry, and then the icing on the top is usually pink, but for Kingsday it's orange, and they usually flavour it with a little bit of orange. Linda's not keen on them, so we had like these, I don't know what they're called now, sushas are they? I can't remember. Like this puff, like a phyllo pastry. Is it puff pastry? I don't know. Same kind of thing, but it had cream in it. Oh my gosh, they were delicious. And then it turned out amazing weather, and today it's really drizzly, grey, cold and overcast. But Lawrence is just going on the call. So, and then she made some homemade soup, vegetable soup, which was delicious. And then we went out walking in the old area of Amstelveen up to the border of Amsterdam. And we bumped into Alison and Andy. They were there with their little dog, and Alison had made Obi, who took like this little orange neckerchief things who looked really cute. So we had a stroll with them for a while. The only thing I bought, you're going to think I'm bonkers, is a bear. That's for a crafting project I'm working on. That was it. I don't know, I just didn't see anything, you know, worth buying. But it was nice strolling, bumped into a few people we know. On the way back we stopped in, it's actually a converted church, and it's like an artisan brewery now. And I forgot to film inside it because it was really packed. But they've got all the big, you know, I don't know what you call them, like all the stills, I don't know, where they brew everything. So we had a quick drink in there, came back, and then we needed to come and let Jack out. So we had like a couple of hours break. We came back here. I fell asleep on the sofa. And then about 5ish we headed back over to theirs and we had a barbecue. So it was such a nice day. We didn't leave late. I think it was about 9ish because we were all sort of sat there. So yeah, that was our Kingsday. It was a good one. The weather was incredible, as I keep saying. Daxter's circling my leg. Anyway, I think I filmed a lot this week. So what I'm going to do is wrap up this week's vlog. So if it was your first time stopping by, I hope you enjoyed spending my week with me. And if you're one of the OGs, a returning viewer, I hope you enjoyed this week. I think it was a bit more, yeah, now the weather's perking up a little bit. Things seem to be, you know, there's more stuff to do. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, what I'm going to do, because I've got the online delivery grocery coming this morning, I'm going to stop this vlog now, but I'll probably start next week's vlog when it arrives. So if you're watching this way into the future, for continuity, there'll be none. It'll just literally flip from one to the other. But if you're watching this in real time, you have to wait for a week to see what exciting groceries I get. I don't even think I'll share them. Anyway, if you haven't done so already, hitting the subscribe button would be amazing. I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget, if you want to say hello in the comments, let me know what you was doing whilst I was waffling away in the background. What did you think of Kingsday? Have you experienced it yourself? It's really, you know, it's kind of a big deal here in the Netherlands. It's such a happy, fun day. And what else? I was going to say something else. It's gone clean out of my head now. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Tonight, so Lawrence is going to the hockey tournament, and then tonight I'm going out for dinner with Alison, Claire and Fiona. So hopefully I'll film that. It's Indian street food that we're going to have, but that will be in next week's vlog. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to mention. The Woven Almanac. We hit 1,000 subscribers on that channel, guys. Oh, I can't believe it. If you're one of the people who recently subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. So I'm not sure when there'll be another podcast coming up. Probably the beginning of May. But yeah, hopefully nobody unsubscribes between what I'm saying to you now and then. We'll see. You never know. Hey ho. But yeah, if you did, thank you so much. And if you've come over from Jeanette's channel, I know Jeanette gave me a special shout out that I was trying to get to 1,000 subs on that channel. So if you're from Jeanette's, thank you. And thanks Jeanette if you're watching. You probably are. All right, I'm going to say bye. I'll see you in the next vlog. Take care. Hope you've all had a good week. Stay safe. Bye for now. Bye.